The new Call of Duty Warzone map is revealed alongside the new Zombies mode. Cyberpunk is going live action and Redfall's player count plummets yet again. I'm Ash Dixon and this is GINX News. The Call of Duty Next event took place yesterday over in Los Angeles, and that means we got a whole ton of juicy COD news. Now, we did get a deep dive into the new Zombies mode, but we'll come back to that in just a bit, because for now, we're gonna have a good old look at the new Warzone map. It's called Urzikstan and has a kind of hybrid Middle East, Eastern European feel, and the first thing you'll notice is that this thing is dense. It's a sprawling urban environment with 11 big points of interest and a good dose of old school maps sprinkled on top. Gameplay-wise, there's a ton of changes, most of which I think the community will be singing and dancing about. First of all, time to kill has been increased as everyone's health is now set to 150. However, sniper players don't fear. Not only has the damage been bumped, but one-shot snipers are back. In general, gameplay is just a whole lot pacier. Weapon swapping is faster, so is aiming down sights. Reload cancelling is back, along with slide cancelling, though it's worth noting it doesn't reset your tactical sprint like back in Warzone 1. Visual recoil and barrel smoke has been reduced, and overall it just feels like they're embracing that more arcadey feel. There's also a new Gulag for those sweet redemption arcs, including a new night vision mode, which looks rather spicy. You'll also always have a pistol by default. You can't manually switch to it if you're carrying 2 primary weapons already, but it means you'll always be able to defend yourself while swimming or climbing ladders. Always handy. Additionally, it seems that there's no AI bots inhabiting Urzikstan, which a load of people will be very happy about. But do you know what does live there? A drivable train! Choo-choo, motherfucker! Who knows if it's useful at all, but I don't care. I'm ready to go off the rails like an SAS-trained Francis Bourgeois.
I'm glad I stayed up late for this. This is a treat.
And that's not all. Movement and traversal seem to have been a big focus this time. There's zip lines dotted all over the map, meaning you can travel between rooftops or even just ascend buildings from the ground. Just don't expect to survive very long if you use them a lot. And overall, initial impressions have been pretty damn positive. I think COD is at its best when it's fast and pacey, and it really seems like they've learned some lessons here from Warzone 2. What do you think of the new map though? Are you excited? Let us know in the comments down below. But the Call of Duty news doesn't stop there. We also got a full reveal of the Zombies mode, known as Operation Deadbolt. Now, if you were hoping for a round-based experience, well, I'm just gonna deliver the bad news right away. You ain't getting it. I know, I miss the days of glitching into the wall and Macta on Totem 2, but we can't always get what we want, can we? But what are we getting? Well, maybe you can be convinced. It's of course the first Zombies mode set in a Modern Warfare game, and is best described as a mashup of Zombies and the DMZ extraction mode. Each game takes place on Urzikstan, that's right, the new Warzone map, and lasts around an hour. You can either play solo or with a squad, but either way, you'll be joining a total of 24 people, all with the common goal of slaughtering a whole load of zombies. You can team up with other squads or just go off and do your own thing. It's completely up to you. The map itself is divided into 3 layers of difficulty, with deadlier foes and juicier rewards the deeper you go. And that's where the story comes in. The center of the map, or the red zone, is the most deadly, as that's where the classic COD baddie Zakayev unleashes the zombie plague. Story missions with specific objectives are available too, but aren't mandatory. If you'd rather just jump in and blast the undead, well, you certainly can. Either way, after 45 minutes, the deadly ether cloud in the middle of the map will start to spread, forcing your escape. But don't worry, a load of the classic features that we know and love about zombies are here too. Mystery boxes, pack-a-punch and perk machines are littered throughout the map, though again, you'll have to go in deep for the good stuff. There's also a new wonder weapon, the Scorcher. It lets you blast whole hordes of zombies in one go, or just use it for a massive rocket jump to yeet yourself around the map. Also, much like DMZ, you can stock up on weapons and perks and save them for a later match, meaning you can drop in with a fully loaded squad and head straight to the red zone. And it's not just zombies, other classic enemies will be attempting to tear off your face too, like hellhounds, mimics, and the Mega Abomination, which is 3 times bigger now. Unlike Warzone though, there will be some human AI. These are known as the PMC and work for Zakayev. Now, whether you want to interact with them is entirely optional, although it does sound rather fun rounding up a huge horde of zombies before luring them into their unsuspecting camp. For when you wake up and choose violence. And first impressions, it seems like they're trying to be bold and ambitious here. Something tells me it won't quite scratch the old school zombies itch, but that doesn't mean it won't be a great mode in and of itself. Comment down below if you like what you hear, but either way, the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer beta kicks off today for those who pre-ordered over on PlayStation anyway, so I'm sure a whole ton of people will be getting hyped about that. From one of the world's most popular shooters to, well, the complete opposite. As if things couldn't get any worse for Redfall, well, the number of concurrent players on Steam has hit an all-time low. Now, for all you legions of Redfall fans, I know what you're thinking. Ash, it can't be that bad, can it? Well, my friends, I'll let you be the judge of that. What do you think would be a bad number for a supposedly AAA title? 10,000 concurrent players? 1,000 maybe? Maybe even 100? Nope, the number of concurrent players has dropped to single figures. That's right, at certain times of the day, you can't even get a full 4-player lobby. At one point in the wee hours a few days ago, it dipped to just 2 players. Its all-time peak at launch was just over 1,500 concurrents, but it's dipped ever since. Now, to be fair, the game is also on Game Pass, so the Steam numbers were never gonna be huge, but it's also hilarious being able to communicate just how many people are playing Redfall with just your fingers. In fact, let's have a look right now, shall we? Let's look on SteamDB. Ooh, okay, so currently there's 6 people playing Redfall. The worst thing about all of this is that at its very core, Redfall is a multiplayer game. Sure, you can play solo, but it's pretty lonely when you do, and it's also important that you can regularly find others to join in the vampire slaying fun. So the latest number could be the final nail in the coffin, get it, for a game that Bethesda and Arcane had high hopes for. Cyberpunk is getting a massive live-action adaptation, and in terms of video game franchises to adapt to the screen, it seems like a rather obvious choice, though it makes sense that they waited for the dust to settle on the horrific launch that was 2077 before announcing anything. In fact, with Phantom Liberty out and with glowing reviews, it seems like CD Projekt Red might finally be back in people's good books. But hey, I'm watching you. Now, we don't know if it's going to be a TV show or a movie or 3 movies or 2077 movies, but what we do know is it's in safe hands. You see, CD Projekt Red have partnered up with Anonymous Content, the production company behind The Revenant and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Someone please give Jim Carrey more serious roles, please. Also on board is David Levine, who previously oversaw series like True Detective, Westworld, and Game of Thrones over at HBO. Hopefully he was one of the execs who didn't think it would be a good idea to squeeze the end into one terrible season. Now, the live-action Cyberpunk project is still in early development, so it probably won't be until 2077 that we'll actually see it. Although the exciting thing is, if they're going to do that universe justice, you just know it's going to be big budget. And it seems like the Cyberpunk brand is in full swing with the sequel of 2077 also confirmed to be in early development. Good thing we have Phantom Liberty and the Netflix anime Edgerunners to enjoy while we wait. It turns out that everyone's favourite apex predator, Randy Orton, is a keen Elden Ring player and managed to get to level 527 at the game's peak. He's been nursing a pretty bad back injury for over a year now, so you'd be forgiven for thinking he's just been grinding the game while he recovers. But according to the Insiders podcast, that's with a Z, hosted by wrestlers Mansour Al-Shahel and Brennan Mace Williams, it turns out that he took a bit of a shortcut. Here's a clip from the pod's TikTok.
We were just standing around in the bowl before Raw or SmackDown, and Randy comes up to us and he goes, "Hey, you guys like video games, right?" "Yeah, Randy, we love video games." "Yeah, I was sitting in my tour bus playing Elden Ring." "Oh yeah, we love that game. Oh, we love From Dark Souls." Yeah. "Yeah, no, it's hard. I paid a guy like $1,000 to give me like infinite runes so I could just level up to 100 right away."
He's like, "I love that game though. I played."
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, no, I couldn't deal with that bullshit, so I just paid a guy to give me a bunch of runes.
That's right, Orton paid someone to do all the heavy lifting for him. I don't know, maybe his back was still hurting or something. Maybe he's not a great map reader, or maybe he just doesn't like horses. Seriously though, I know he's a busy guy, so I get that a little pay to win is fine, especially considering he's probably minted. But so much of playing Elden Ring was about the journey. It's not like some CCG where you can only be competitive if you fork out for the latest packs. Looking at you, Hearthstone. Why play the game if you're not there to discover new enemies, weapons, or lands? We all remember how it felt to finally defeat Margit for the very first time.
"I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame."
That being said, although he's admitted to paying to boost to level 100, we don't know whether he played the game legitimately from there to 527. But for now, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Not just because he's much bigger than me, but because, you know, I'm a nice guy. And I hear he is too. And that's the show. Thank you for watching as always. Before you go, enjoy your weekend. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe. Check out yesterday's news right here, and we'll see you Monday.